folks. Today we got up this morning and we castrated the little stud horse. We had a good enchilada lunch. Now me and my son George were going down to a place. I told you guys the other day we were doing some things for the horses that were going to help us out. So we did a thing, and that thing is that we leased some property, some pasture, which is fairly close to home, and we're going to be heading over there to walk the fence line and make some repairs if need be, and get the horses moved over here this week and start saving some money on our hay bill. So come along with us as we go down here and explore this new horse pasture. Alrighty folks, that's the lease. We've got about 120 acres here. It's divided into two parcels. It's about 61 on one side and about 59 on the other, something like that. The fencing's fairly old. It's been here about 17 years. The old fella I'm leasing it off of, he put the fence up when he bought the place, and we're going to go around and we're going to check out the fence and try to stand it up and just make it to where our horses won't go through it. I don't really think we'll have that issue. There's a lot for them out here to eat, especially off out in there, all the way to that hillside pretty much. There's a lot of grass out here, a lot of grass coming up, and there's a lot of other plants out here that they'll eat too. But it goes all the way up there almost to that mesa, all the way around. And there is a dry wash down in there that holds water. So we're gonna take you guys around, check out the fence, and hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days I can get the horses down here and get them turned out and get them off the hay bale. This is something we're gonna have to address. We're gonna have to fix this gate up a little bit. I'm not sure how. I may bring over a pole and some wire stays and try to fix this gate up. That's kind of sad. So this is his catch pen. I believe it'll work if we take and help it out a little bit. Our horses are not wild. We just need a place to call them into and feed them. Right there's actually a good looking pole for the gate. Might take that over and use it. I'll probably work on that gate over there when we bring the horses over. I'm gonna bring some wire stays, first one thing another. There's no stays in this fence, but there's so much to eat out here. I don't really see our horses challenging the fence much. George brought his war club along. You made this in Tennessee, didn't you?
I made this one in Farmington.
In Farmington? Turn it over there. So it's got a spike on it. It's got a hatchet on it. Really cool deal. He's made several of these war clubs, and what'd you make that? What's that handle out of?
The handle is out of a cedar tree.
Cedar. Looks good. Pretty cool. Plenty of grass coming up for the desert anyway, and we're getting a little bit of rain back towards the north. Supposed to rain tomorrow. We've seen this little hummock of dirt here. We want to see what's on the other side. There are some cuckleburs in here though. I don't like that. On the watch for rattlesnakes. They're out and they're crawling. It's just a big hummock of dirt, huh? So as you can see, there's a lot of grass out here. Right there's a cross fence. Runs up right there somewhere. cross fence goes out through there. It is only 3 strands, but there's another fence on the other side. Like I say, I really don't believe Spurs and Cowboy and them are gonna challenge it. There's too much grass out here. And during the monsoon, I think it'll be really nice here, don't you, George?
I think so.
Be a lot of grass here. Looks good. Here's the cross fence. It's only 3 strands. There's a couple places it's pretty bad shape down through here. There's another fence out over there, and it's 3 strands also. But we're going to try to tighten this up here a little bit and kind of work on the posts that are bent over and that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we found this little section here coming down this fence line. It looks like probably elk came through and broke it. Looks like it's broken several places. So we're gonna have to re-stretch this and put it back up. See if we can't get it tight. I did not bring my fence stretcher. I have to do it by hand. We got our 5-gallon bucket with us today. It's got our barbed wire, gloves, clips, everything like that in it. And the value of a 5-gallon bucket is it's invaluable. It's immeasurable. They have so many uses. A neat little old waterway. Got a gap here. Looks like the fence is loose. Probably because there ain't no brace there. But the little waterway, it kind of runs around in there. Kind of a neat little old feature. I don't think the horses are going to mess with that, but we are going to shut this gap and tighten this up over here. We're almost to the other side of this first pasture. There's no brace here. I'm going to have to bring over a post. I've got some cedar posts at the house. Put it in an A-frame and tighten this up and redo this gate. But for now, we're gonna wire it up best we can and hope for the best, ain't we, George? It's making this all loose up through here, so we won't be able to tighten it up too much. I just don't want it so loose that horses get tangled in it. So we're gonna do our best to pull it up. That brace there seems to be in the ground fairly well, so we're gonna try and pull this as tight as we can and just make this a gap instead of a gate. I think there's another gate up on this other end, so we'll try to get it stretched. Okay, one of the things that we're doing over here today is just trying to find out what it needs done over here and trying to get the horses over here. So this really needs a stay or a fence post in the middle of it, so we'll bring back some more. George is putting a tweak on the barbed wire. He's just putting a curly Q in it, it'll tighten it up. It won't get it banjo tight. We can see here what we've done. We've put some kinks in it, and instead of twisting it, it'll break. But if you just put a kink in it, it'll tighten it up enough that it's not just loose. So on down the line we go. Breeze up that way, I think, where we're headed.
Not to the corner. Corner's right there.
Can you cut one long enough? That probably wouldn't hurt. Cut a couple long ones if you can. So we were coming up here, sorry about the wind, and we seen some pottery. I found other pottery around. There's some gym work around here. Probably look around, probably find the arrowheads. Right over here, look over here, son. Look right over there. Another big chunk of painted pottery. Quite a bit of pottery, probably some flint work, making arrowheads. These two pieces are right here, and then right across the fence is another one right there. Pretty neat. So we found some major issues here up in this corner. This brace, you see this fence is a mess. This brace is not even in the ground. You see it's jacking out of the ground, it jacked out of the ground. I think water floods in here, to be honest with you. And then this brace needs a brace going back that way, and this fence is falling over because of it. So I'm gonna attempt to tighten this up right here and hopefully get it to where we can use it today. Howdy folks, we walked all the way around this lot. There's a few places that are really gonna need some attention. particularly up here around his yard and garden. I'm gonna have to come back and do some, maybe a little bit at a time, because it's a mess. That's all I can say, it's a mess. But me and George, we walked the whole thing. We think it'll hold a horse, particularly because it's a big area and they got a lot to eat, so I can work on a little at a time and fix it up. I'm gonna be bringing some more stuff back over here when I bring them. I'm gonna ride around the fence, do a few more things, and then every time I come, I'll just do a little bit at a time and hopefully get it to where it's a pretty nice place. It needs a lot of work in a few places, that's for sure. So probably next time you see us over here, I'll be bringing the boys over. I'll be bringing some equipment, and I think they're gonna like it here. He's got a well up here, so there's water, lots of grass, lots of open country for them to run around in, and they're not going to be cooped up in a pen when we're not using them. They'll be out here living a good life. That's going to do it up for us today. We've probably walked a mile, huh? Right at a mile, because 40 acres is a mile, and we walked around 60, so probably about a mile and a quarter. The winds start to pick up again. Alrighty, folks, remember, if you don't know which way to go in this old world, commit your ways into the Lord. Trust also in Him. He'll bring it to pass. We'll see you later.